What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a new one for you today. We're going to be building some running shoe rotations. Somewhat of a budget here. You know, we're not going crazy with the budget. More of a beginner introduction to a running shoe rotation here. We're really excited to present this one to you. Lakeland, why don't you let them know more about the rules?
One of the mistakes that I think people often make with running shoes is that they start out with running shoes and they'll get kind of an expensive pair and they'll wear that one pair and they'll do it every day for all types of runs. And I think that this really causes overuse injuries because when you're wearing one single pair of shoes, you're stressing the same part of the leg or the body over and over and over again every step. And for that reason, I think it's better to diversify. Maybe start out by getting the older version of some shoes if you're starting out running, but then get more pairs of shoes so that you diversify and move that area of stress on your body. With that being said, I thought it'd be a really fun activity to do where we made these 3 rules. You have to pick shoes that fit. You're allowed a $300 budget with a 5% to 10% variance from that $300. Shipping and tax are not really included in this, so it may be a little bit more, but we're going to be as close to $300 as we can get. And the third thing is you're not allowed to buy lightly used or any sort of pre-owned shoes. The shoes need to be brand new. With that being said, I'm going to share my screen now and show you my first pick. Right, here we go. My first pick is going to be the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3. The reason that I think this shoe would be pretty good is because it's the most affordable shoe in the Endorphin lineup. I think it'll be good for easy days and days that maybe you're going a little bit longer and you want to pick it up a little bit. But it's not the most stack in a shoe. It's pretty medium stack in my mind to lower stack when I've actually worn them. I know they look very high stack, especially in that photo, or when you zoom in there, but I believe your foot sits a little lower in the shoe than that. Some of the features of the shoe are going to be the Power Run cushioning and the propulsive speed roll technology. This is kind of a rocker, and I found that it makes going faster in the shoe a pretty reasonable thing for it not having any sort of plate in it. So for that reason, this is going to be my first pick. There's a store called Sierra, and if you haven't been to one and you want some cheap shoes, I got the New Balance Rebel V3 for $50 or $60 from here. And for $70, I think this really is a good starting point because it takes the easy runs and the runs where you want to go a little bit faster. So I'm going to add that one to my cart. The next shoe that I want to talk about is going to be the Brooks Glycerin 20. And were you guys able to see that? Yep, okay. So the Brooks Glycerin 20 is the next shoe that I'm going to talk about. This shoe is one of Evan's favorites. It is 2 models behind the Glycerin 22 that is currently out. And the reason that I like this shoe is because I think that it's a good easy day shoe as well as going longer. In my mind, the max shoe range is about $160 to $180, but it's not uncommon to get them for around $120. The reason that I went with this one is because you can get it for $90. So you're getting it for 43% off, which is almost half off. So I think that's a pretty good deal. And people really like the Brooks Glycerin 20. It looks like it has 4.5 stars on 745 reviews. Maybe these people weren't all runners, but I think that's a pretty good outing that 75% of people gave this shoe 5 stars. So with that, 70 plus 90, I'm at $160. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my thought process for what I wanted my last shoe to be before I actually show it. I was wanting to do a carbon-plated racer as the last shoe that you can do workouts in. Because of the time of the year that we're doing it in, the best deal I found on a carbon-plated shoe was the New Balance SC Elite V4 for $200, which would have put me up and over the price range that we have. With that, I started looking at super trainers, and I started looking everywhere for super shoes, And I probably could have gone the goat route and found something, but it was like going to be very tedious. And I thought not everyone wants to spend multiple hours looking for a super shoe. And with that, I decided that it was time to make my pick and find a super trainer. And the super trainer that I put on this list is a shoe that, of all the shoes that I talked about today, the one that I want the most. And now I'm going to share my screen and kind of tell you more about it. So the shoe was not in my price range. Whoa, that's meta. The shoe was not in my price range in the men's version, but a women's size 12 is the equivalent of a men's size 10.5, and it is $143.99, which gets me to $304 for my shoe. Well, I promise it was in stock earlier, so I'm going to stop my share, but I'm going to count it. I think it should count because had we made the video when I found that deal, we would be good. And with that, that's my 3-shoe rotation. I'll be using that shoe for faster long runs, any sort of like long race that I would do, and workouts in general. And so that is my list.
Yeah, well done. I mean, your resourcefulness is actually ridiculous. That was very impressive. I'm impressed you got 3 squeezed into yours. And you did hit a variety of, different paces you could run with those, different stacks. That was very well done. I'll go ahead and take it over now. And we'll go ahead, share my screen as well. And let's see. All right, so we'll start off. I can say I did not get 3. I was not as thrifty as you, so kudos. Okay, so here we are. We're starting with one of my favorite shoes, the Fuel Cell Rebel V4. This is supposed to be your daily trainer. Of course, I was able to find it in my size 15. No, just kidding. 9.5, a lot easier to find that one. And this will just get it done. You can do workouts in this. You could do daily training in this. It'll do just about everything. It's very lightweight. I can say it's very comfortable. And I put, I believe, about 400 miles on my first pair. So it does go the distance. Of course, maybe not as much punch as it had when I had started off with it, but more than enough for a daily trainer. And it just gets the job done. So we're sitting here at $140. And so we'll move on to my second and final pair here with the Endorphin Speed 4. This is a line that if you've watched some previous videos of ours, you know that this is one of my favorite lines of all time. The Endorphin Speed line is fantastic. We've had some commenters in the past actually mention that this one's a bit more aggressive than the 3. So maybe leans back more towards the 1, which is a pair of shoes I also had. And so when I was thinking about putting the speed in, I was like, maybe it's not aggressive enough. It wouldn't feel as fast under the foot. So maybe it's not worth going to, but since I've heard from others that this one is a bit quicker, I figured this was reasonable to throw in here. You can save this for all types of different workouts, long runs, tempos, even hopping on the track. This one you could use for just about anything. I've even done strides in it, and it gets the job done too. And I can reach for a racing shoe or a super shoe for a marathon. I wouldn't really feel too crazy left out if I decided, hey, I'm going to go race a half marathon. The best I've got is a speed. That'll work too. It's maybe not necessarily as good as you could get with a pro, definitely with an elite. But this still works for you. And so, maybe I wasn't able to get the 3 in, but I can guarantee you with these 2, you're staying at what? I think 310. So you're a little above 300, but we're within the rules here. These are 2 great shoes that I think most people can find some sort of enjoyment out of here. This one's fast, still on the screen. The Speed 4 is a quick one, so you can race it. This will get the job done. You can't rotate as much as Lakeland, and you got to hand it to him. But I know for a fact that you'll really enjoy these. So this is my lineup.
All right, so the shoe I chose first for my kind of daily trainer, bulk of my mileage sort of thing was the Novablast 4 from Asics. Something I've had a ton of experience with recently over Christmas break. I was putting in some good mileage in this shoe. It was the one of only two shoes I had access to, so it actually kind of mimicked the situation we're working with here on this budget. I've put about 400 miles into my first pair, and to be honest, the foam kind of just keeps getting better. So I trust that this thing could make it easily to 500 or 600 miles, at least for me personally. So at a current price of $111, I think it's kind of a steal in terms of miles per dollar. I know with, Lakeland obviously found some cheaper shoes, but I'm doubtful that that Saucony shoe is going to get quite as much mileage as this Asics shoe. So I think maybe it might be a wash there. But since they just came out with the 5, I figured the 4 would be a really good shoe to scoop up. Depending on websites you go to, like I know the Asics website sometimes has different colorways on sale. You can see here, I mean, Amazon's usually not the best place to look, but I did find on Amazon a 9.5 in stock for $111. Normally I'm a 10, but for this shoe, I noticed it was a little big. So if and when I do buy this again, I'll probably be going for the 9.5. So yeah, that puts my total at $111 for the first shoe. And my second shoe, following in the theme of getting a super trainer in there, I went for the Nike Zoom Fly. It's a shoe I've been really positively surprised with recently. I think it's a great companion or alternative even to something like the Vaporfly. I think the positioning of the plate is definitely a lot more aggressive. The fact that they're using new instead of recycled ZoomX foam definitely makes a difference. And honestly, I just really like the way it feels underfoot. I actually just wore this shoe a few hours ago for a treadmill workout. Performed great. I've gotten some good mileage on it already. Plus, since you're buying new, you have colorway options. If you're willing to shell out a little extra cash, you can get this cool Hot Wheels one, or alternatively, you can get this one that's labeled premium and costs $10 for seemingly no real reason. But ultimately, I think this shoe would be a great companion to something like the Novablast because it's definitely much more aggressive with the addition of that carbon fiber plate. I definitely think if you wanted to do some racing in it, you could. I think it definitely has the cushion and even the stack height for long runs. The Novablast, I believe, is like about 42 millimeter stack height in a men's size 9, and the Zoom Fly is like 42 or 43 depending on the size in terms of millimeter heel stack. So both pretty tall shoes, both you can get some good mileage in, probably a little more geared towards longer distance event training because they're both a little bit heavy. But between these two shoes, I mean, I don't think you'd be wanting for much if you got the full range of utility out of both of them. So with that said, that is our final share.
With that being said, we would now like to do our AllStar voting. On the count of 3, everyone say who they voted for. 1, 2, 3. DJ.
Evan. Hey, you got one.
All right, then I think our winner is DJ by a 2-1 majority. Sorry, Lakeland. Looks like you didn't get any votes. So I guess that means that our lineup, our all-star lineup for the day is going to be DJ's. DJ, you want to give us a quick summary of your lineup one more time? Take a victory lap.
Yeah, 100%. We got the Fuel Cell Rebel V4 here from New Balance. Great daily trainer and some workouts. And we got the Endorphin Speed 4 here. Great for workouts, and you could even race in it if you really want to try something new. They kind of have, I guess, a bit of an overlap, but they're both incredibly quality shoes. And I know they won't steer you wrong. And I know that because I've run in them myself. So I love these. I think they'd be a great choice for anyone starting to look towards more than just one running shoe.
Thank you guys for watching. Let us know which lineup you like the best. I hope that I get one vote down in those comments. And please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas for things you'd like to see us do next, drop those as well. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. Stay happy, healthy, and well. Peace out.